Hey guys and goddesses, so I am back with this very sexy voiceover for a very sexy look. And right now I'm taking my MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NC42 and I'm using it as a base for my eyeshadows, as well as setting that base with my Sasha Buttercup setting powder. Now I'm going to be going into that I'm That Chick You Like palette, and I'm going to be using the color Whenever You Call for my brow bone highlight. And then I'm going right back into that same palette into the next color over called Can't Escape Me. And I'm using that for my crease today as a transition color. Going right back into the palette, I'm using How You Thrill Me, and I'm using that right below the color that I just placed down in my crease. And then I'm going into the It's Everything palette, and I'm using this color called Images of Rapture, using an even smaller brush and going right into the crease of the crease of the crease. Going right back into that same palette, and I'm using the color Diamond Butterfly, and I'm using that to highlight my inner corners. And then right here you basically see me switching my brushes, and I am just deepening up my crease even more with the color Images of Rapture. And I ended up doing one of my eyes off camera and placing one of my lashes as well off camera, and I'm basically just finishing up that eye and just going right back into all the colors that I used to make sure everything was transitioned and blended correctly and that the color is, you know, good to go. And then right here I'm going right back over my eyelid, and I'm taking my MAC Nourish and Waterproof Foundation in NC42, and I'm using that basically to carve out the middle portion of my eyelid. And then I'm pretty much just going back over everything and blending. And then I'm going to be taking my Fix Plus spray and a flat shader brush, and then I'm taking the color Diamond Butterfly again, and I'm going right over that center portion of my eyelid. So then I'm going into that same palette and taking the color Twinks, and I'm using that in the front portion of my eyelid, as well as going back over each and every color I previously used to make sure that nothing is lost and every single thing is popping again. So then of course I'm going into my favorite NYC Liquid Eyeliner, and I'm going to be creating a teeny tiny wing with this, as well as I'm going to be taking my Lancome Booster Primer for my eyelashes, and I'm going to be placing my Givenchy Mascara on top of that, and I'm placing my falsies off camera as well. And then I'm also going to be just putting some eyeliner over my lash bands. And then I'm going to be taking my most recent favorite combos, which is my MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and I'm taking the Makeup HD Ultra Foundation, mixing those two together and taking my fake ass Artiste brush and I'm going to be blending that out. And afterwards I am going to be taking my beauty blender, and I'm going to be spraying that with Fix Plus and just going right back on top of everything that I just did, because of course I don't want anything to look streaky from that brush, because we do not like nothing to look streaky. And then of course you see me highlighting with my LA Pro Girl Conceal concealer in the color Fun, and I am basically just highlighting all the areas on my face that I would like to stand out. Because highlighting is about, you know, all the areas where the sun hits you at. You want it to be popping. And then I'm taking my Sasha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm going to be setting all those areas that I just finished highlighting. So then I'm going to be taking my MAC Mineralized Skinfinish, and I'm basically just sweeping over all the areas that I just finished setting with my Sasha Buttercup powder. And then, of course, we are going to be contouring with my MAC NW55 Studio Fix powder. And you know I got to get them cheeks, and you know I got to get them chubs, and you know I just got to slim it up, honey. Yes, work, girl. Yes, we are just getting skinnier by the second over here. Look at it. Yes, yes. And of course, I am not leaving this scene without slimming up my nose. And then I'm going right back into my MAC Mineralized Skinfinish, and I'm basically setting all the areas in my face where I did not highlight or contour. And then I'm taking the MAC Mariah Sweet Sweet Fantasy Blush, and I am just, you know, blushing away here. I'm a blush whore, so you know I am like beating this blush all into my skin. Now I'm taking the deal breaker in this whole entire thing, like MAC Mariah, my Mimi, yes, come through. And you just gonna see me just go crazy with this, because you guys know I live for blush, and I also live for a highlight. And yes, like this right here, like I'm just living for this. Like, yes, I have to hit my nose with that. Gotta, you know, get my Cupid's bow and every single thing else. I just gotta go back over it once again, because I'm just being so extra, and I'm hitting my blush again too. And then I'm taking my Rimmel Scandal Eyes, and I'm hitting my waterline with that, as well as I will be going right back into the MAC Mariah Carey's Everything palette, and I'm taking that color Images of Rapture again, and I'm just going to smoke that out. And then I'm going right back into my mascara for my bottom lashes, as well as my NYC Liquid Liner to make it pop a little bit more. And also I am just going to just drench myself in this Fix Plus spray. Like, come on now, y'all see me do this so many times, you already know what's gonna go down. Now I am going to be hitting my lips with this lipstick called MC Izzle, and it looks a little crazy right now, but I'm just going to go right back over that with So Dramatic lip liner, as well as I'm not done here. So moving forward, I'm going to be taking the I Get So OOC lipstick, and I'm going to be using that on top of everything that I just placed down, as well as I'm creating my fake ass Mariah Carey mo, because the look and the look, at least Mariah look and look without the mo. So then I'm being extra again, and I'm taking this lip gloss called Butterfly Bling, which was the online exclusive one. I'm not using the lip wand that it came with, but I'm using some disposable one to basically finish this look out. And yes, this completes the look, honey. You are slaying. You are snatched. I mean, snatched. Yes, darling.